Good shit. What they do? Just give me just a second. Let everybody know on the Discord we streaming too. Bam. Share. Okay. This is good. We push CCA even more. 50k defiler. M0W1 main DPS. Trigger Astra. Oh my god. What's your trigger in Astra's Mindscapes? Are they M0 too? I feel like I asked you this before. And I just not remember. M1W1 trigger, M0 Astra Kaboom. Oh shit. I have M1W1 trigger. You see, I down defiler. That's pretty good. Let me update something about Nightbot. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, that's updated. Yeah. I want to update my header and stuff on YouTube, but I don't know what to do. We might do that on stream one day too, maybe. Like me just updating my header, me designing my what's the name? I was like at 47k-ish, and then M0 from EO server. Then Mo from EO server got me 50 on my account. Oh, that boy Mo is sweat. Not playing. That's my boy. Mo be cooking. Oh shit. 1 second. There we go. Yes, sir. Also, Dragon, I didn't forget. I didn't forget. I didn't forget. You were on Kete's channel when that happened? No? When what? Oh, with the thing with Shiz that happened on his stream? I was not. I actually wasn't. I might have stepped away. Normally, if you don't seem like actively talking in chat, I'm probably like catch a stream up on the side while I'm working on something. But give me 1 second. We're switching to the game, but I gotta use the bathroom real quick. It wasn't on stream, I don't think. Oh, okay. I'll be right back. Thanks, bro. Nah, he did it on stream, or oh. I mean, I wouldn't. Mo probably did. I wouldn't pass him. Probably gotta peep that later. But yeah, what's good, y'all? How y'all doing? How we doing? How we doing? I hope we're good. I saw the new stuff about Zenless. Also, EO sent me a new thing about Zenless too, about like people can submit like their runs and like showing like their best runs and stuff. It's a pretty cool site. And it updates. I haven't looked at much of it, but it's actually pretty nice. Yeah, like this bro got like a 50k clear with Yanagi, Nagwan, and Yuza. M0 P1s, but Nagwan's M1 P1. What's good, JG? 35k on Hugo. Oh, M2 and M1. Okay. M6 Astra. Is this DPS Astra? Is this what this is? DPS Astra? Main DPS Vivian? Yeah, Hugo is definitely a character that requires mindscapes. 100%. Requires mindscapes. Okay, I don't need to see that. Put this over here. But what's good, Acid? Acid Rains, how you doing? How you doing? I had a funny tweet that popped off when the news came out about the Zenless stuff. There we go. Okay. So apparently we got some pretty major news about a new character coming into Zenless, and it's a playable proxy. Now we already knew about this. Let me full screen this. Now we already knew about this, but we didn't get like the full silhouette and stuff till last night, and it might be a little laggy right now for some reason. Yeah, for some reason Twitter's tripping. But yeah, we got apparently a JoJo stand, and I think it's Pyrois, and Pyrois is one of the horses that carried the chariot for Phaethon, from my understanding in Greek mythology. So since it isn't actually Phaethon, this is giving everybody the assumption that we're getting a JoJo stand. Which in the promo art, they kind of do hint at that it is a JoJo stand. But one of the things I tweeted that blew up under the tweet, Waz really standing there knowing he got that shit on, bro. Cause Waz really got that shit on. But yeah, we're getting a stand basically for the proxies, and apparently it doesn't look any different other than like how the design of Bill and Wise is, but the actual design of the character is actually the same. Let me go back. Yes, we also got some extra detail on this today too. Let me see. What lies at the end of the aptitude for ether? When the other awakens, will you be its prisoner or its master? When the other awakens? Does that mean that we're going to get more versions of this? Like we're going to get other elemental other variants of like Pyrois, or like just other stands in general for the characters? The smart crystalline lens in the proxy's eyes had shielded them from deadly etheric assaults countless times throughout their adventures, whether it's from facing bringers, devastating bursts of power, or the sacrifice lethal corruption spreading from Vivian. After the showdown against the creator, the ether accumulated within the proxy's bodies, all this while finally approaching the limit their bodies could handle, and both their physical forms and lens began showing anomalous reactions. Would think so. We have 2 more horses slot to fill. Yeah, technically. After a string of heart-bounding harrowing events, this mysterious power lying deep within the Phaethon's body finally took shape as an independent summonable combat entity. Oh, it is independent. It is a stand. Yeah, they just straight up confirmed it is a stand. Etheric other Pyrois. It is Phaethon blade and shield, their manifestation of strength and the projection of a blazing soul. Along with the other agents, it will become a powerful ally for the proxies. Naturally, this power isn't going to submit so easily. Beneath the untamed flames, countless secrets still lie unanswered. Of course, we also trust that in the near future, the proxies will be able to fully master it. Wow, this is actually really cool. It is straight up just a stand, or if you're a Persona fan like me, it's a persona. That's super interesting. I actually love that idea a lot. I know a lot of people like very shaky on like the MCs becoming playable because of like their whole dynamic of like helping them guide through the hollow. But the fact that like they're still kind of doing it, but we just got stands that fight for us. That shit's sick, bro. I like it. But it's an ether attack, by the way. It's an ether attack character. So that means that our girls, you got replaced, bro. My girls, you got replaced already, bro. And it's by the proxies. It's by the proxies. Like, come on, man. I don't like MCs becoming playable, but a stand is a nice compromise. Much better way to do it. Yeah, I'm fine. I was gonna be fine with it either way, but they would just had to make it make sense for them to become playable, because like they just didn't truly show any skill of like actually being like a on combat agent, on field combat agent. But the stand thing, it makes sense. Just can't wait for our Arya to be able to get powered by a free anniversary unit. Don't say that. You can't replace Jué with the A rank. They'll be doing her dirty. But Jué's old though. Her value is damn near of an A rank. Like, she's old as fuck at this point, bro. They would have to buff her. Based on Genshin, the playable MCZ is gonna be weak, boring, or both. But ZZ has expansion. That's what I'm about to say. I don't know about that, because from my understanding, Star Rail, the playable MCs are pretty good, especially for like the version that they come out on that whole season. They're normally pretty good. Now, if they're going to be boring, that just all depends. But with it being a stand, I imagine creative liberties. I imagine they'll try to have fun with it. Yeah, Genshin's the only one that makes the MCs try. Yeah. From my understanding, HSR MCs are really good. Even Wuwa, their MCs are really good. Yeah, different dev teams for sure. So we'll be fine. Combat Avatar. In this adventure, the proxies will participate in combat in a way never seen before. With something Pyros into combat, the proxy can perceive everything it senses and fight shoulder to shoulder with it. Throughout combat, Pyros will also keep a close eye on the proxy, never letting them fall into danger. Oh, so they're gonna... In my mind, originally, I just thought it was just going to be only the stand on the field. But it sounds like that Phaethon is going to be on field too. It's like an agent. And then the stand will just come in to protect them and attack for them while it's on field. So they're going to be like freaking like Pokemon trainer, basically. Or like Jotaro and stuff. But I imagine them doing like the Pokemon trainer pose. Yeah, like this is what I imagine Bell and Wise like, Pyros, go! This is what I imagine them doing. But of course, it's gonna be the aura. We wanna what the aura energy. Aura? And even like I said, Persona stands. Arsene, my goat. My goat, Arsene. Stand power was good, Jordan. I am excited for the outfit change. Look, I was showing, I don't know if you was in here earlier, Jester. I posted on Twitter and the tweet blew up a little bit. I was like, Wise really standing there knowing he got that shit on. Look at the fit, bro. Yes, we see the fit, Wise. We see the fit. I haven't looked at any other edits down here. But who plays as Wise? I do. Wise is who I selected. I am a Wise enjoyer. Me. Sandbox gameplay. At the same time, Pyros has an unusual sharp instinct and sense for ether. Running into certain special ether phenomena while exploring might just unlock some new possibilities. Once you've started to master Pyros, the proxy will unlock even more special methods for exploring, getting around the field, brand new playstyles of which you're discovering proxies. So he's going to be usable in multiple forms of content, from what it seems. And when it says unlock new methods, I wonder, does that mean like its kit may be a bit more expansive than compared to other A ranks? But we'll see. I got a battle skirt. That's Ruby fan. Yeah, Bell is cool too. I actually fuck with the overall theming of what it seems like it's going to be for the new area. The whole urban Europe setting is actually pretty nice, I think. I actually kind of like the idea. The first two characters that they're introducing, I'm not super big fan of, but I think I can kind of get behind this aesthetic a bit more than the Wi-Fi stuff. So I'm a little ambitious for it. I'm just ready to see what the other agents are going to look like. Cause we kind of don't have an idea who's coming this season, right? Other than those two and shorty with the pink hair, Ramilia, I think that's her name. But other than that, we're kind of in the dark. Cause like season 2, we knew that the Young-Kai Summit characters were coming. We knew that Oball Squad was going to be a focus within the patch, and we knew that I think that's mostly it. We didn't know much about Krampus, so we didn't expect any of them really. But we knew basically the first half of like of what's the name? I would love to call, but I'm out of town. Oh, good, brother. Hope you're doing well. Maybe just because I'm Asian, but EU settings seems much more interesting than Wi-Fi stuff, Wi-Fi stuff to me. I think just because in at least for me, a lot of times in like a lot of Chinese and Japanese games, a lot of their culture stuff is already presented. So to have like a dedicated area specified for your culture, I understand, respectful, do what you want to do and represent the people that loves your culture and all that. I guess like just from like an outside perspective, it's just not as engaging, interesting for some people. But I think it looks nice. Anyway, he's looking like an A rank because of no animation, or an S rank that will be around Jué's level, maybe slowly unlocking mindscapes over story patches. Yeah, it'll be surprising if it isn't an S rank, because they always make their MC characters like at least like they're basically like standard units, like standard S rank characters. But if it is an A rank, then I guess it is what it is. We'll see. My assumption is that it is an S rank, but like you said, it's not gonna be like crazy powerful. I think it'll be really good in the beginning. It'll probably be like a T1-ish maybe DPS. It won't be nothing super crazy, but I think they just wanted to have some form of free value. Notice how bro's like a knife from the armor aspect. Yeah, we was talking, not earlier today, but on the other when we streamed last time, I think I'm not remembering. Yeah, Dragoons. He looks like a Dragoon from Final Fantasy. That's what he reminds me of. Which is pretty cool. Dragoons are pretty cool in Final Fantasy. Remember they said they want Ether to be a rare attribute. Since we've had 2 Ice Agent, we're getting 5 Ether. Where does Ether sit though? for 8. Yeah, that's more. I mean, I guess it's still tied for the least amount of 8. The least amount. It's still tied for the least amount of agents in the game. So I guess it technically still is rare, quote unquote. Is this Cecia upscale since pro attacker? So Cecia is the Dragoon. Pyros will be the insect glaive user. I thought you would look for a Dragoon from Beyblade. Oh. No, I was looking for Dragoon from Beyblade. I forgot all about Dragoon. Beyblade was my shit. That's cool. Beyblade mentioned pink. Yeah. What was the last time y'all was invested into Beyblade? The last time I was invested like heavy into Beyblade was yeah, Jenga. This was the last one I was like really into it. Cause I remember I watched this before it got dubbed. I watched this in Japanese. That shit was fire. And haven't been into it since. I collected these too. I remember I was buying them from overseas before we got them over here too. Cause I had got Eagle. I got like a Japanese version of Eagle. And I fucking love this blade, bro. I fucking loved it. This was my shit. I ignored Beyblade. Metaboss was more important. Metaboss was the shit too. I fuck with both. But yes, Pyros could be a sub DPS. It actually could. So we'll see. Well, at least I will have my first Ether DPS. I never really liked them except Jué, but her uniform deterred my pulls. But it was diabolical. They were motor and folks for spin tops. They were. I was watching OG Blayman looking for the plastic base while Meta Fusion was going on. Yeah, I was because I got into Metal Fusion. But my god brothers, they had the old plastic ones. They were trying to get them while I was getting the Metal Fusion stuff. But they put me onto the Metal Fusion stuff. So it was a lot easier to get in comparison. I've watched this the OG. I used to rewatch the OG pretty religiously. And I used to play the GBA game. This one, yeah, G Revolution. This was my shit. This game is fun as fuck. This was my shit, bro. This is my shit. The way they are describing him, he could have some real cool movement options. Maybe have a big skill gap for beginner and advanced players. I would love that. That would be actually really cool. Because since he's looked like a Dragoon, my hope is that he gets air combat, but that's stretching it. That's stretching it. God, I hated the GBA. You hated the GBA? The fuck is wrong with you, Ace? What do you mean you hated the GBA? What? What? How can you hate the Game Boy? That's crazy. What? What? Okay. I don't know why that paused. I guess it paused at the right time. The nostalgia. No. I've played a Game Boy recently. I still own mine. Matter of fact. Is it the perfect handheld? No. But it was good. I don't care. You talking about, bro? That shit was good. The basic question: do they bother with Jué potential unlock? I think they will still. I think they still will. You know about Hunktick though? What the fuck is that? I don't know anything about that. Give us the jump button, HoYo. Yes, please. Please. Time air loops like Zeta Relink would be sick. I played Relink this weekend. Funny enough that you brought Relink up. I tried out the new beta. That shit was fun. I used to play the older Relink. I didn't finish it, but I did used to play it. Never played the game though, so no comment. I got lost. I don't know what game you're referring to. What's good, Dragon Blazing Dragon? I know some hate the idea of possibly becoming playing boy in combat, so I'm glad ZZ has found an in-between method. Yeah, they found a nice medium that I like. I think it's pretty cool. Can't tag on mobile, but yo, Jimbo, you stop talking. At very least, they should throw you in the shop. They're done selling her. Yeah, maybe. I'm hoping for a buff. I'ma still be copium on that. They gonna buff her. I believe it. They gonna buff her. I have faith that they will. Especially they already announced a lot of. They said they're still doing a lot of reworks and buffs and stuff during season 3. So I'ma still have faith that they're gonna include her. I'ma have faith. What's good, Berserk? My poor Jué is going to get killed by an A rank. No, don't say that. What if they work good together? What if like this is like an ether attacker that's kind of like Orphe, where like or like Sissia, where they buff other ether units on their team or some shit, and they have like synergy with freaking Jué or something. That'd be cool. Choco, why don't come in here with that energy, bro? Don't come in here with that energy. You're supposed to have good energy. It's no I doubt, bro. We gon' get it. They will buff Jué when they buff UCC by another 50%. Oh my god, no. Why we gotta do that, bro? Supposed to be asking for a good time, bro. A good time. The UNC got long overdue, especially since Ellen got hers a while ago. Yeah, I'm actually surprised I can't say I'm surprised because people were complaining about Sam at the time, so I'm not too surprised that they had her. But I am surprised they didn't go back to like Caesar, Jué already. But we're still early on with buffs and stuff, so we'll see. Was easy. You have a chance where the devs might win versus the gacha model to a degree, yeah. To be fair, Ellen deserved it. First, she was actually bad when the game sped up, and she sold more than them. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, the whole thing with Ellen though is that's true and that's fair, but she's inflated by she's the first character, bro. She's the first character. Of course, she sold more, but I understand. She deserved it, though. I will never say Ellen didn't deserve it. I will never say Ellen didn't deserve it. My biggest hope for is ZZ Season 3, though, is just more engaging story with more stakes. That would be nice. You're right, 25% ether damage, 40% defense, shred sub DPS, makes stunless zoning zero the best free to play team in the game. Oh my god. We had to say all that. You will still see people clear with Jué. You never catch anyone attempting 1.0 Ellen. You never catch anyone attempting 1.0 Ellen. She's so weak. That's true. That's definitely true. But if he's not a sub DPS, he really should be stronger than Jué, especially if Jué is going to get a solid buff. So yeah, I expect him to be stronger than Jué. That just is what it is. Like as like we expected Minato to be decently strong when he came out. I mean, he came out T1, which is kind of where I expect this to sit, like high T1, maybe bottom of T 0.5, you know. But I expect it to sit around like the T1 range. I spilled water on my shirt. Fuck. Yeah, as long as it's fun to play, this is what mostly matters for me. These are bare minimum needs to be usable by more than just the casuals who haven't learned parry time and shit. That is true. They make a new sub DPS is like they're making Cicia, then he'll be pretty good because he's just kind of nutty. That's really good to hear, right? Because I haven't used much of my Cicia yet. We're still building her. But yeah, that's everything about the new character. Big proxy, big pyros. Really cool, really cool. I actually like this idea a lot. I think it's pretty sick that we're actually getting a stand user and that he's just going to be hopefully pretty strong. Hope we get more information about him pretty soon. But right now, all we know is the ether attack. I'm hoping it's going to be more of a sub DPS. That's what I'm hoping for, so they can synergize a lot of characters. Or maybe they introduce something, a newer dynamic that we just haven't seen yet. We'll see. But yeah, that looks pretty sick. Looks pretty sick. Ooh, excuse me. Hot take, the song wants to, but it's not that bad. Boss, it's revealed mechanic way too soon. Are we sure to stand out a transformation? Based off the description and wording they use, he sounds more like a stand. Especially in the thing that they released earlier today. Let's scroll down here. It says, after a string of heart-pounding, harrowing events, this mysterious, powerful lying deep within Phaethon's body finally takes shape as an independent, summonable combat entity. It is Phaethon's blade and shield, their manifesting of strength and the projection of a blazing soul. Along with other agents, it will become a powerful ally for the proxies. Naturally, this power isn't going to submit so easily. Beneath the untamed flames, countless secrets still lie unanswered. Of course, we also trust that in the near future, the proxies will be able to fully master it. But yeah, they say it's a summonable independent entity. So, to me, that screams a stand. So I imagine that we'll have like Wise and like or Bale just running on field, and then like it'll come up to protect them and stuff. Kind of like it's gonna be like kind of similar to I imagine they're gonna be animated pretty similar to Seed, but instead of like them literally doing any attacks at all, it's gonna be all attacks gonna be coming from Pyros. That's what I see. Finally, digital ether summoner, but it's not cringe and Lucia. Alright, give me 1 second. Should get some chips or something. I'm hungry. I didn't eat much today. Oh, NTE is tonight? I thought it was tomorrow. Hmm. 11 p.m. Like the service might have opened early. I haven't even downloaded the game yet, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Chinatown is right. Question. Do y'all want to see me play NTE tonight or tomorrow? I might boot up another stream tomorrow. Let me play it. Because I wouldn't be able to play it long tonight. Because I do need to work on some stuff. Also, how big is this game? I might need to check and see if I could even got the space for it. You know how NC goes, I'm looking for something new. Okay. It's like 50 gigabytes. Jesus. Yeah, that might be a tomorrow thing. So Drew, right now I got me climbing T8 ranks. Oh no. So it'll take about, wow, like 10 minutes to download. It's about 50 gigs. Actually not gonna take that long. Surprisingly. All right, we'll let it download in the background. Won't be able to join tomorrow. I'm busy. Understandable. I know I'm busy most of this week, so that's why today and tomorrow might be my only stream days this week. Because the Invincible Versus drops Thursday. And not only do I work during the day on Thursday, I also work Thursday night. I'm doing extra shift for extra money because I'm going to combo breaker at the end of the month. So I want some extra funds for that. And then Evo Japan is this weekend. So you guys might see me stream this weekend. It'll probably be Invincible and 2x Kyoto. Which if you wouldn't see it on my YouTube, you'll see it on my Twitch. You watched level? I did. I watched 2XKO. And I think what Guilty Gear was there. And a bit of Marvel 3. Oh yeah, Sorrows comes out this week too. That's right. I still gotta play Returnal. There's so much shit I gotta play, bro. So far the gameplay isn't bad. Okay. That ain't good either though. No, I'm playing. I'm trolling. All right. The MVC 3 still going? Is MVC 3 still going? Of course. That community only plays Marvel. They play their game. That game will never die. That game will never die. I love being fans of games I don't play. I'm pretty much the same. Like I mostly watch Marvel. I don't really play Marvel, but I love watching it. It was always super fun. Oh, the game was 50% 50% combo. It's a tag game. It's one of the more egregious tag games. It's a tag game. So, yeah. Tag games are about footsie. And like, what fucked up shit can I put you in to make you guess? It's a game made for sickos. And that's why I love them. That's why I love them. They're games made for sickos. That's why I love tag games. Ask your issue in combo in this game. What you feel like the skill issue is? We probably can improve that. Marvel Infinite was just an unfortunate situation dealing with Disney and stuff. Well, my brain is like trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just going back and forth. I saw a Virgil video where it reads the 8-hit combo. Yeah. So the funny thing about Marvel 3 is Marvel 3, even though it has a huge fan base of people that love the game, what it is, Marvel 3 is an accident. And they've come out and said it too. Like, they didn't mean the game for it to be that busted of a game that it is. They actually had plans of adjusting characters. But what people don't know is that Marvel 3 was developed during that year that I think it was a tsunami. A tsunami hit Japan. Was it a tsunami or a huge earthquake hit Japan? And the offices that they made Marvel 3 at, they lost everything. So after they released Ultimate Marvel 3, that's when I think it was a tsunami. The tsunami hit, and their whole office got destroyed. So all the future plans and stuff they had made for Marvel 3, all that shit was gone. And they just stopped there. Because they lost everything. So like the way that game is, it's just there because they just stopped development because they lost everything in the process, and they couldn't really afford to start over. It almost happened to Hello Games with No Man's Sky. Bro, I didn't know that was what almost happened with them. That's crazy. Well, shout out to them. They keep releasing banger updates. Or was it a Fukushima reactor incident? I'm not completely for sure. I just know of the story. I don't know, like, I believe it was 2012 though when it happened. Original Marvel 3 released in end of 2011, and I think Ultimate Marvel 3 came out like 6 months after. Something like that. All right. Let's see where we at. All right, brother. I gotta head to bed. Have a good night. I'm always available during the day when you're ready to do that thing. Oh yeah, I got you. it'll be a little later. The series it's not on hiatus. I ain't gonna say that. But it's on a little break right now while I handle the Invincible stuff. And then I guess us jumping into NTE for a little bit. But I will definitely let you know. I definitely have you locked in. So hopefully we do it soon. Cause I don't want to hold you up too long.
Ether vision activated. The melody of combat. Its mark.
My asthma.
Fire.
Oh shit. That. I heard there's going to be a second anniversary in this game. Is that true? Yeah, we have another anniversary coming up for 3.1. Which is going to be sometime in July. There's always an anniversary for these games. Whenever the birthday of the game comes around. So for Zenless is July 4th. We get an anniversary patch. But it won't be exactly on 3.0 like it was for 2.0. They pushed it back a patch. Oh wow.
Sniper's Creed. One shot, one kill.
I love C, bro. This character's so fun. No care what nobody says. I love her. That's my girl. Can't stop eating up inputs, yeah.
Recalibrating.
Bam.
This bullet
Come
will
on.
reach its mark.
Reduced to ash. Need a shower? It's raining show.
Okay, bam. That's done. Oh, I hear another engine. That's right. Should I get one, y'all, or should I save it? I have every engine here but Fusion Compiler, but I don't think I'm going to waste one. I don't think I'm going to waste these on getting a Fusion Compiler. Save it. I've been saving them. Gotcha. We'll save. We'll save, then. We'll save. I'm going to listen. Say for P5 Jué Sig, that would be fire. That would be crazy. Bam, bam, bam.
You sure you want me? Oh, I sent someone's peepers on us, Trunky.
P5 Brimstone is better than P5 Jué Sig? Really? God dang. I thought it would at least be like Jane's. I think like Jane, if you get P5, her engine, then it ends up being her best engine. I think something like that. But damn, P5 Brimstone is still the best engine for her. Jué Sig is pretty bad. I guess it is very early.
You sure you want me?
Ooh. Does Ellen still use her Sig? Like, is her Sig still one of her best in slots, or is there a better Sigs for her? Oh, that makes sense. My ear itch. Ellen still uses her own? Okay. Ellen tends to use Hugo's? Really? I didn't know that. Is this game still installing? Oh, it's done. I don't know if I want to play it tonight. I think we might just play it tomorrow. So we can just sit there and just digest it. What's good, Nacho Kage? That's funny. Your name's kind of funny. Oh, I need to do, what's the name? Speaking of Kage, this is like it's loosely connected, but it's not really. Cause Kage made me think of Naruto. You guys seen the teaser trailer for that new anime coming out, Kagurabachi? I don't know if I've been reading the manga a little bit, but that shit looks so good. I can't wait. I can't wait. What I wanted to do, I am here. Kagurabachi, so I'm saying, bro, that shit's fire. I can't wait for it. I can't. I think I have actually. I don't watch much anime, but YouTube did send me that. Kagurabachi has been on my release for like a year now. It was on mine too. I literally only started reading it when I was on a trip somewhere, and I needed to waste time. I can't remember where I was. Oh, I went to Texas for Thanksgiving last year, for a friend, and on my flights there and back, I started to read Kagurabachi. That shit was good. That shit was pretty good. The best way, like most people describe it, the best way to describe it is anime John Wick. That's like the best way to put it. Is it Azure? That's like the best way to put it. For like the fight choreography and stuff, it's so good. But the reason Naruto connects to that, because apparently the dude that makes it, he's like 22, 23. He's young as fuck. And one of his biggest inspirations is Naruto. So like he always brings up Naruto in some form or way, like a lot of his discussions, like interviews and stuff, on like how it influenced him. But and it's noticeable in his fight choreography in Kagurabachi. Like that shit fire.
Sustain fire.
Oh shoot, why am I getting jump right now? Freaking immunity, bruh.
Let me lead the way.
Increasing firepower output.
There we go. I think you get one more. Who do you what, 30?
Adjusting for wind. Great move, Orphe.
Up and look. I think that's all we needed, right? CCR! Where are you?
You sure you love me?
Okay. That's all we needed. Alright, give me 1 second. Somebody calling me really quick. And I need to use the bathroom. I'll answer your question right when I get back. Actually, I'm like 5 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Oh, well. Alright, dude, I'm back. I watched another streamer play MGR yesterday, and a boy watching non-action gamers or something. Watching non-action gamers or something. They just keep running and dashing up here, so nothing. Yeah, people just get on to hit buttons. To me, it's like people that play fighting games. You just get on and hit buttons. What do you think about Pyrois? It just came from a different stream, and they said that they don't like how early they revealed the character, and that it should have been a surprise. What do you think? I think it's fine that they revealed it now. Honestly, to me, it doesn't really affect nothing much. If you still hear Azure, because they already told us that it was coming like a while ago. Well, not a while ago, like a week or so ago. So it was fine with me. Now, I didn't think that we were going to get them this soon, though. I figured maybe it was going to be like later. But apparently not. Apparently we're getting them pretty immediate. I saw something funny. Bet. Okay. I also want to get a conversation with y'all about, from a narrative perspective, it's too early. It takes away the wow factor from seeing it happening the first time in the game. Now that we know how it looks, some aren't a fan of their approach, but I don't mind. They always reveal playable characters early, so you'll see if you engage with the socials and the community. It would make more sense for narrative engagement, but they need to build up hype beyond current people. Yeah, and just like we found out today, it is the highest received drip marketing now. It has the most likes, retweets, shares, and viewership out of every character drip marketed in Zenless ever. It's just how it's gonna be. Engagement is more important. People just want a story surprise, basically. But the thing is, with gacha games, story surprises happen so little because they reveal so much about them, even during like the streams. Would have been cool if it was a surprise, yeah, for sure, but it just wasn't gonna happen. They was always gonna tell us regardless. But I do want to have a conversation. I don't know if this stream, but at some point I do want to talk about season 1 versus season 2 of Zenless. Because there's been a recent conversation going on Twitter and socials about like how people that like season 1 got nostalgia lenses on. It wasn't that good of a game. and season 2 is a lot better than what people say. And I kind of want to talk about that. Cause y'all know me. I'm a season 1 guy. I love season 1 Zenless the most. It was what freaking made me want to play the game. I miss so much about at least the aesthetics about it. Yeah, true. So funny enough, I made a tweet on it. And you know, we might talk about just a little bit. So, the constant conversation about season 1 versus season 2, or even just like general, like was season 1 as good as like everybody claims it to be? It's just been like a big topic going on socials as I grab it. I don't know who started this convo, but I know it was on Twitter. And basically, I'm guessing from what I'm seeing, a lot of people that have something negative to say about season 1 are players that didn't play before 1.4, or players that gave the game a chance but didn't like what it was at the time and jumped back in after they removed like TV and all that stuff from the game. So now they like the direction that the game is going, which is no issue with that. Because even where the game is now, I still like Zenless for the most part for what it is. Let me see. So, let me see. Where did I put this tweet? Because like it low-key struck a nerve like a little bit, just a little bit, of how they kind of talked about it. I do think the feeling of stylishness or charm that drew me into Zenless was gone before season 1 ended, but I sort of feel it still rewatching some older trailers. I'm part of the launch game, and I like where it's going. I miss TV though, people. I mean, season 2 is still very street aesthetic. It's just Chinese street instead of Western street. That's why I think people like it less. Yeah, Mods for me, it's not even just like really the aesthetic, more so. I'm trying to find my thoughts on it, because I did give my thoughts, and I can kind of better expand it. Yeah. So, and I'll probably, Hugh, and if I pass this video to you, block these people's names out. You know, I'm not trying to send no hate or anything towards anybody. It's just an observation, and I kind of want to expand upon it and have like a conversation around it. So, they said, nobody played this game in season 1. Can y'all all stop pushing this narrative? Season 1 was so peak, like they didn't have to relaunch the whole game 5 versions in, because people quit playing it at one time. And this came from a thing that said, no, I just don't think about ZZ should be counted as the big 4 gacha game. We should stop acting like ZZ is good as it was with season 1 after the recent events. Yeah, I don't really care about this initial tweet. We're just going to kind of go off of this thing about like people quitting the game and so on and so forth. And you know, to me that felt very disingenuous, because I feel like there's a lot of extra thing that needs to be said, and I didn't even expand upon it on here. But my whole thing was a good chunk of people that talk about season 1 falls into 2 camps for Zenless. People that enjoyed the game from the start and knew it was only a few patches away from being well received, or they were again camp 2. They joined during 1.4 when they then proceeded to go on a great content run of constant updates for the rest of the year. I stay away from Twitter. It's not even just Twitter. It's just I've seen it on like people's comments, Reddits, Instagram, like a bunch of social platforms in general talking about it. Season 1, the discussion between season 1 and season 2 has just been a big topic these past couple of days. I guess in season 2 is wrapping up, people are just kind of comparing the seasons. But I've said it, I've been playing the game since beta 3. And the game has been fun since then. Was it perfect? No, but it dared to be different and already had a groundwork laid for a majority of the things people praised the game for. We can admit that the debut story was some slog moments and things like the combat needed improvement, but we are going to act like Bella Box story was an amazing early chapter to get you hooked into the narrative. Victoria housing themed missions and TV experience wasn't creative and ambitious. Nep's, Jane, Seth duo stories weren't engaging and adventurous. The Outer Ring wasn't a badass start to exploring the world beyond New Eridu. Not to mention all of the characters' personal side stories, the constant improvement to the systems and finance events. This was all before 1.4 when they relaunched the game, and it's still by far some of the best experiences that the game offers. Season 1 was sweet because it wasn't rooted in connecting with people that enjoyed the atmosphere. It was rooted in connecting with people that enjoyed the atmosphere and ideas the devs had, and not conform to appease a larger audience like the game has now. This isn't to say that Season 2 is bad and it's not ZZZ anymore. It just definitely has been a bit disconnected from the world that the original core audience fell in love with. Season 1 was peak with its ups and downs because it was unapologetically trying to be its own thing, and that's what most of us wish that they stuck with. But where we are now is a good place, a happy medium that majority of us can enjoy, and with a glimpse of CV3 coming up, hopefully we can have an exciting future ahead of us. And so to kind of expand upon my thoughts a bit more here, basically, from what I saw with this tweet and like more people, they really was like kind of dogging like Season 1's like this very terrible thing. And it's still just trying to be very contrarian to the people that keeps painting Season 1 as this very great and grandeur thing, when it wasn't. Season 1 was a very up and down very season. Season 1 had a lot of missteps, a lot of issues with the game, and things that they addressed and fixed. But Season 1 also had like, you could very much tell that Season 1 was trying to just experiment and do a lot of different things, not only just like within the combat and the content of the game, but just like narratively, even narrative, like the story and stuff. It was like it felt pretty. It felt like they were really focusing on making like a very like an actual game. Like they were trying to make a very good gaming experience. And my thing with Season 2 is that Season 2 feels like that they found that stride and they knew what they wanted to make and they already had a plan sought out. But with them figuring that out, they kind of started to make the game a bit more streamlined, which makes sense because you figured out what you wanted to do with the game, and you kind of just work from there. But neither seasons are perfect. Both of them have their ups and downs. They just provide a different vibe and element that I think people fell in love with Zealous differently, and there's going to be like that kind of split because people fell in love with the game at different points. So a question, when you think of Chicago Pizza, what do you think of? What do you mean? Well, I think of deep dish. Is that what you're asking? Spook Chat 2.1 was good, 2.2 and 2.3 was alright, 2.4 Krampus was alright, 2.6, 2.7 was fucking peak. Pizza question out of nowhere. Yeah, they're probably talking about something in our homie Discord. They're probably in some argument. I'm not. Oh, well, nothing to do with that shit. Let's see. Yeah, I think for the most part, to me, I think Season 1 just offered the aesthetic personally for me that I enjoyed about the game a lot, and it introduced a lot of character designs and personalities that I like within the world of Zenless. Season 2 offered a little bit of that. As everybody know, I'm a big Obal fan, so Obal characters being introduced was automatically getting me hooked. But I also became very apparent to like the young Quay push wasn't really my thing, and so that's where I really started to fall off on keeping up with the story, and it made it much harder for me to get into it. Spook Shack was a nice rambunctious group. I like the whole Scooby-Doo theme of it. But personally, to me, after that, I started to fall off really heavy, and I didn't really care much about it. It wasn't until like 2.6 and 2.7 where I started to get a little bit more interested and wanting to get into the story. That's why, like, I'm kind of going through it right now to try to catch up and to be ready for 3.0, because I like the direction that we're going back now with the story. It's a lot more interesting to me. Let's see. I do think they improved the flow of the main story gameplay for the most part in season 2, but it still had big lows in that regards. I think so. And I only can comment on that but so much because I haven't experienced a lot of season 2 story. A lot of my gripes with season 2 comes from gameplay decisions and content decisions. Like, I think overall the content within Zenless, especially as we progressively gone through more and more of season 1, it got better and it was a lot of fun and a lot more experimentative, and you could just kind of, you could play whatever you want, but you were still rewarded for playing whatever you want a lot better. But season 2, everything feels a lot more restrictive, and like they kind of want you to go down this specific path and format, and it just, the experience of it just doesn't feel good. And that's mostly with like DA and Shiyu, and it just made the game feel a lot less engaging. I had a conversation today with the homie. It was in DMs. I'm not going to share the DMs. And it's mostly about like, he quit Zenless, and one of our homies asked, what would it take for you to get back into Zenless? And his overall thing is that what he likes about the game initially, and then what it kind of devolved into, is that for him, the game doesn't have conversations within gameplay, which is basically the game fighting back and forth with you and presenting you different presenting you different problems and answers within the combat for you to use your skill set to solve. Everything has become like a bit more streamlined. He was also somebody that loved Tower and played Tower a lot. But over time he realized that, and I'm very much shorthanding what he said, because he sent a lot. But basically, over time, he started to realize that the direction where the game was going wasn't as expressive as he felt the game was originally, and as much as he hoped for with Zenless now. And that's how I kind of feel currently too. The game has become very streamlined in some cases, and it's not as expressive as it used to be. But it's also the fact of it just being a gacha game, and gachas just get like that over time. And also because of like meeting a lot of you guys in chat that's introduced me to action games and seeing like the level of expression that's offered within the action game, you kind of start to see like where the limitations of Zenless being a gacha game kind of limits the level of expression that they're able to have. And it just kind of feels like, damn, this isn't as cool anymore. But it's still fun to me. I love Zenless in bursts now. I don't know if I'll ever be able to sit and grind Zenless like I used to every day and constantly have ideas and things to make stuff. But I like the game in bursts of like coming back, not playing for a little bit, coming back, enjoying what it is again, and it being fun that way. Let's see. Especially was amazing except for Yidhari and Lucia patch. That was kind of ass, not gonna lie, but Alice and Yuzu patch was nice. Okay. I don't hate 2.5 was the worst. I don't hate the proxies being in a hollow. It's usually a vessel for stupid stakes. I do hate the proxies being in a hollow. It's usually a vessel for stupid stakes throughout season 2, but I hated how they got the power in season 1. We can't say the cheat stuff was thrown out the window when the devs told us directly that the hacking gimmick will be more prominent. But the season 2 bosses are way more active than the season 1 bosses stuff. The season 2 bosses are more active, but at the same time, they shield the bosses worse, and they cause buffs to focus on specific classes more, causing limitations into what you could do. So like his thing was that by the game basically by design is that it's designed to sit you down specific paths. Your level of expression on what you can do to play with different characters isn't really there. And it's not even that it was really there a lot before. But it was that because you had a level of freedom with team creativity and being able to kind of play with what you want, it opened up ways to allow you to experiment with team combinations. That was where the expression of Zenless came, because characters kits are only but so deep in this game. There's always a limitation in how far a character kit would go and all the things that it would do and how good that level of expression is. And because of the team creativity allowed those things to be a bit more open. But because now they closed that, as well as the characters' kits are only but so big, you feel that restriction a lot more. I think I know who you DM. I don't think you do. I don't think it's who you think it is. But some of you probably do know. They definitely used to be around the community a lot. So you might know. But they definitely slowed down a lot in recent time. But they do pop up every now and then again. Yeah, also know who it is. I agree to Shield and season 2 is bad, but let's not forget the entirety of season 1 was anomaly only. If your friend perhaps an anomaly player because season 1 was awful for attackers. No, they played everything. And I can't say season 1 was terrible for attackers. I am literally, look, and I can show you when I got these characters. I am someone that only played attackers for the entirety of season 1. I didn't get anomaly characters. The only anomaly characters I owned at the time were Bernice, and I stopped playing her after her patch. Miyabi was the only one I kept up with. And then I stopped playing Jane not too long after her patch. I didn't build Grace. I didn't build Piper. I didn't have Yaniki. I never pulled Vivian. Majority of my playtime on Zenless has always been attack. And what's the game? Anomaly Zone Zero, 100%. But it wasn't, the buffs and stuff wasn't as restrictive to that it made playing attack feel terrible. Because to me, it wasn't that bad. It was definitely rough, and it was definitely noticeable that they were definitely focusing more on anomaly. But attacks was still in a decent enough spot that you were still allowed to play attackers and allow them to shine. But in comparison to season 2, on the flip side, anomaly got put in a rough spot in the beginning of season 2. But not because they weren't given love or shine, but because like they designed the game to kind of put them down for a while because of how much love and labor they got in the season. They systematically made the game harder for anomaly characters. The game wasn't systematically harder for attackers, I would say. Attackers just didn't get like a lot of crazy buffs. I disagree heavily. Don't you have to disagree? As someone that only played attackers for all of season 1, I can't say season 1 was that crazy. Remember how stupid it was to clear Bringer without Miyabi? But that was one boss. That was one boss out of majority of the bosses in the game that you could clear with anybody. Season 2, there's more bosses that's designated for specific characters and classes than there was in season 1. Butcher? I don't remember. No. Butcher, you could almost really play anybody into Butcher. Well, I won't say anybody. I wouldn't say anybody. But I didn't specifically need any certain characters for Butcher. Because I played a bunch of different characters against Butcher in season 1. Yes, the bosses are more designated, but they are always run 3 different bosses. Yes, that's fine. They did the same thing in the past. The difference is what we're saying is that because buffs weren't so focused and shield for those bosses, you could play a lot more variety within the teams previously. I won't argue that there wasn't. I wouldn't argue that there wasn't much variety in bosses in season 1 because they just started. They had just started DA not too long when we was going through that. DA started within 1.4. You only get performance points in this one, but you got to remember back in season 1, it wasn't that hard to get. It was the HP inflation wasn't that high that your team wasn't naturally able to get higher scores. It was super easy to get higher scores in early DA's life. Because you gotta remember, it wasn't until like the end of 1.4, early season 2, where they made it much harder. Yes, HP frustration rate. Yeah, not exactly. It's a different. Yeah, that's a different conversation. Then it's no. Like I said, I was paraphrasing what he was saying. I was very much paraphrasing what he was saying because he definitely did a deeper explanation and better explanation of what he was trying to say. But overall, because like his whole thing wasn't that season 1 bosses were designed better, and that season 2 bosses are designed worse. His whole thing was more so that he started to notice a trend on that. Basically, they had a plan on how they wanted bosses to be, and they aren't really diverting from that plan. And so because of that, in comparison to a lot of other games that he's played where there's more of a conversation, a battle between you and the boss, he noticed that Zenless doesn't present much of a conversation, because once you learn a rotation, you pretty much stick to that rotation for every boss that you fight on, basically. So if I originally phrased it that he was more, if he was trying to say that season 1 bosses were better than season 2, that wasn't what I was trying to do. That's fine. To me, I don't. I think you don't. For me, and whenever I go fight a boss, I don't really change my rotations much at all. I literally just do the same thing I do in every boss, no matter what boss I do. Yeah, and that's for some people. Personally, for me, I don't really like a lot of the bosses in season 2. I like a few of them, but I don't like a lot of them. I think at best I like Defiler. I like the one that came with Arya and them. Let's see, what are season 2 boss seasons? Deadly Assault. What are a list of all the bosses for Deadly Assault? Do we have a boss list? My guess is he's saying the bosses are scripted. That might be a better way to put it. I could go back into the messages and try to reread everything. I never stick with the same rotation because I'm always experimenting. Like now I've been experimenting with different rotations with Grace and Nagwan. I want to see which feels better, but for the most part, they always get about the same score. Yeah, I think the thing is that I don't. How do I say this? While I look for these bosses. For me, the boss fights don't become dynamic unless I play certain characters. I think certain characters allow boss fights to be a bit more dynamic, but for the most part, once I've played them, once I've played one, I kind of felt like I played them all. Like, to some degree, they do introduce new things and new concepts with bosses for sure. But that's like one of my things of like I think people, like some people are like that bosses have become like defensive assist bots, where like the challenge in the boss is really being on par with triggering the defensive assist and dodging attacks every now and then. But the bosses don't really evolve much more beyond that, other than like a slowdown phase in the middle where they get you to do different things or based off the things that they're weak to. But other than that, to me, the bosses don't do much, and they don't do enough different from one another. I think people are expecting a little too much in these gacha games. I think, to me, I don't think that's. I disagree. I think games are designed to be games, and I think if you're making a game and your premise of a certain game is to be engaging, I think that at all costs the goal should be designed to be more engaging. That isn't to say that Zenless isn't engaging or that they don't aim to be more engaging. It's just the ideas that they've presented just haven't always hit, I think. Which I advocate for bosses to dodge, counter, and parry. Yeah, I like when they do that. I like when bosses present more things to do beyond just like the simple basic thing that they always go for of constant defensive assist. Okay, here's the thing though. People already complain about in-game is too hard. How do they even make it more engaging without making it more of a skill check? To me, content is hard for people when there isn't enough resources that teach you how to handle the content. And what I mean by resources is not from us, the creator. It's resources within the game that teach you how to deal with things. I think it is important for games to offer skill checks and to present challenges to players, regardless of what a lot of people cry and say they think. Because 9 times out of 10, most players don't know what they want. And so you should not always design the game around players' likes and dislikes based off of their initial experiences. If you are struggling with basic things currently right now within Zenless, there's enough things around you to teach you on how to improve, especially when all the boss designs are similar enough that you can kind of just flowchart and just do the same things over and over again. But that's why we're also in the same predicament. But HP Sponge is only really effective after 30k, and most people don't even get there. But that's the thing, people don't get there because the boss mechanics aren't because the boss mechanics are hard. a lot of people don't get there because the game fizzles them out because of the inflated values that the game has. Most people that engage with in-game and talk and discuss about in-game as a creator, most people begin to find issues with clearing in-game once bosses get to a certain HP threshold and buff requirement threshold where the characters that they were initially playing can't clear anymore. That's no longer a skill issue. That's the game denying you success because they designed the game around you requiring to pull and spend money in order to upgrade your account to clear the things that you were already clearing before. I think the argument is beginning to lean towards casuals versus people who actually care. I don't want to say it like that. Like, for me, casuals, when I think of a casual people, they don't really care about in-game. Most of them don't touch it. That's why, like, and I can't remember where this number came from. But there was data that came out about like how many people actually engage with in-game. And less than 30% of the player base touches the in-game content within the game. But we're the players that are the most active on the game. I don't disagree with that. But for example, people talk about CC being an account brick. Meanwhile, my CC is doing 50K at M0 no C. But people call CC an account brick not because it's hard to play CC or because that she can't clear. They're calling her account brick because based off how she's currently designed, she's more than likely looking like that she won't last in the long run for people. I don't think this is HP inflation. It's literally that people just don't engage with the in-game deeper than clear. I don't know if I can completely agree with that. The devs had two choices: increase HP or increase skill level. Yeah, that's true. I think they, to be honest, I think they've done an okay job of doing both a little. I don't think they've done a terrible job. I think they've actually done a decent job for the most part. But I guess it's like a player like me that would like more engaging content, and the person I'm talking about, it's not at a rate that keeps me interested long enough. One example, when people ask me for pull advice or build advice, I ask what they like to play, and they don't even have an answer. People don't even know what the fuck they like to play. This is literally a lack of engagement with the game. Yeah, I can see that. If it was me, it would be a masochist sweat stream. But I think that's not only a player. I think that's a mix of two things. I think that's a little of a player issue and the game's issue. Player issue more so because the player is playing. How do I say this? The player is playing more so for an engagement with how do I want to say this? I think you're missing the point. We should be able to clear S rank with full A rank teams if you have good enough skill, but HP inflation prevents that. But people do clear with full A ranks. Do they still? When was the last full A rank clear that we've had? Do they still do full clear A ranks? Like who? But yeah, that also like, what are we also saying? Like, is that with them with limited engines and stuff on them, or like what are we saying exactly? Maz Breeze, this is 3 months ago. You said on Sweeper. I'm guessing it's going to be on this channel. Well, that's easy. It's still very casual, and I'll be looking for sweaty fighting game content. Easy, but that's not what people are looking for. It's an action game. People are looking for action game content. I know for like a fighting game background, like people will point that as a fighting game thing, especially since like people like me and Iyo like talk about fighting games a lot, and others share interests. But that's also not even just a fighting game thing. That's just an action game thing. Yeah. Okay. Let's restart the conversation. Let's bring back the conversation. And if I said this, and if I misquoted them as saying that they said this, that's not what I meant. I'm not saying the boss fights in season 1 are better designed than the boss fights in season 2. That's not what I'm saying. Season 2 boss fights are definitely better designed. The thing about the design around Zenless content in general is that the conversation at hand, or at least where it should have been, is that the engagement with the boss fights, in some people's opinion, haven't really changed but so much. Have they ramped up in difficulty? I would say yes to a degree, but in what areas has it ramped up in? I guess the bosses are more active. They present you, to me, they present you with more of the same things that they were already doing before. They're just more active with doing it. So do we get more defensive assist triggers in boss fights? For sure. Do they fake us out a little bit more? Yes. But it's when that happens in the beginning of the boss fight, it mostly stays the same throughout the entirety of the fight until we get the pause. Until we get the pause with a little mini game that they present to us at the halfway point. But after that, like, to me, Defiler is like for instance, Defiler is basically the same boss fight from the beginning to the end. There is nothing that evolves with the Defiler boss fight once the fight starts after, and you've completed the first stun phase. There's nothing really changes about Defiler other than the little mini games that happen where where the game is designed to purposely slow you down, so you can't interact with the boss for a little bit. But from the actions and stuff that are mostly done when you fight Defiler from the beginning to the end, it's mostly the same. You're defensive assisting majority of the time, and you're dodging. But your rotations and concepts of what you do throughout that fight, you don't have to adjust to much of anything. It's mostly the same fight from start to front. Yeah, it's happy. Yeah, it's so what. And that's why I had to. That's why I said let's reset. The conversation was never that season 1 wasn't always like that. When having the conversation with them, it just got to the point where it is more severely stale due to the added increase of HP inflation and buff shillings. Because at least the leniency of season 1 of allowing you to play more teams and kind of fluctuate with how you wanna run different comps and stuff together. It was more freeform, and more things were easier to clear within the game back then. It was a lot more digestible to deal with, even though the bosses were as scripted as they are. At the end of the day, it's still a gacha game, and to me, that's not an excuse. And that's what, and that's where I think a lot of us disconnect. To me, that's not an excuse. It's a video game. It being a gacha game does, and I think that's like one of the main ways that they get away with being able to design games like this, is that people are fine with it because they say, oh, it's just a gacha game, it's just a free-to-play game. Oh, casuals will cry about it. That's not a good excuse, bro. It's not. I mean, yeah, within the boss fights you aren't going to see much, but that's because casuals will cry about memorizing 300 boss patterns. But the thing is, and what I don't agree with, is that true casuals don't play in-game. True casuals don't consume in-game. The people that are complaining, they're not casuals. They're mid-level players that want to engage with the in-game content, but they're struggling. That's not a casual player. 90% majority of the casuals and Gacha's casuals do engage with the in-game. Not a lot of them. Majority of the player base in this game plays the story. They play story events because you said they want to get their pulls. The in-game gives you the least amount of pulls out of the entire game. You get the least amount of pulls for doing in-game. Everything else within the game gives you the most pulls. The people that are engaging with in-game, those are not casuals. That's where I don't agree. Those are intermediate players that want more pulls. Those are not casuals. Casuals are players that just get on the game, hop on, play the story, do the events, go about their day. There are tons of players that like this, that look at that get on that get on and engage with even some of the content that I make and I even talk to some of them in my discourse. Those are people that just get on shit. They don't care about in-game. They don't care. Motherfuckers spend 190 pulls for 400. They don't like you get 2 pulls on a clear. Yes, the moment you look up guides for boss fights and how to clear, you're no longer a casual player. And we're not just saying like you do it once. If those are the things that you consistently do when engaging with the game, you are no longer a casual player. You're not. You're no longer a casual player. Casuals do not engage with that form of content. They don't. They truly don't. And that's not even just a gacha thing. That's just video games in general. Meditation applies to care about scoring. They don't, but they do. They do. If you care about 20K, you care about scoring. You don't care about scoring high, but you care about scoring. Where your target goal is different. You still care. You just don't care for high scores. You just care about clearing. Actually, that's false. They are still considered casual until the... Now, Azure, think of this. Think of this. If you are constantly looking up and searching about character builds and how to clear things, aren't you more than likely aren't you more than likely putting into action the things that you're looking up? If you're continuously looking those things up, like what would be the purpose of continuously looking those things up if you aren't putting into action? What would be the purpose then? Why would I look for new builds of characters and learn a boss guide if I don't plan to use the info from the boss guide in the builds? They don't care about the actual score. They just care for the rewards. But in that same instance, shiz, you have to care about the score. You can't not care about the score. Nope, I've seen it more times than I count. People give up easily, so you are giving them too much credit. People verbally in chats and stuff give up easily. But if they are somebody that are consistent, they are constantly playing. I've seen it with my own eyes. Those are people that are still playing and still trying to clear. They are still putting into action. They are just complaining when putting into action. Zenless players are rolling their faces across their keyboards. I don't think casuals mean you are terrible players that never look at. No, casual players does not mean you're terrible players that never look at. To me, a casual player is somebody that just cares about booting up the game to enjoy the experience of the game. And with Zenless, 90% of the experience of the game is not in game. 90% of the experience of Zenless is not in game. You can enjoy majority of the aspects of Zenless without touching in-game. In-game is just additional content to do beyond the general consumption that people spend time with. You could be a casual that's good at in-game. But to you, if you're a casual and you're really just booting up the game to chill to play, you don't really care about how well you're doing within the content. You're just booting up and playing the game for fun. Most people that are casuals, they don't really care how well they're doing. And that's with any genre beyond gacha. You don't care how you're performing. You just playing the game is just fun to you. It's like someone that's booting up DMC for the first time. They don't care if they're ass at the game. They're just playing the game for the story and just to beat the story. Same thing with a fighting game. A casual player for fighting games, they don't care if they're good at fighting games. They just boot up the game to play their favorite character, clear whatever arcade mode and story. Maybe they'll play a little bit of online, but after that, they're done. They're done. They don't engage, because already out when you say the words in game and when you say the words PvP online, they automatically lump themselves out of it 9 times out of 10 because they already think that's engaging with sweaty content. So they already split themselves from that most of the time. Maybe I'm too 50K minded that just wanting 20K for rewards feels casual. And I think that's what it is, shit. And to be honest, to be honest, I was there too. And I think when engaging with more people within content and conversations, not only within my own, but from like EO, Kate, talking to sometimes AOG, Josh, like you truly realize like there is a level of engagement that players have, and that for some players you just don't see at all. Like I know we say like Twitter is a cancerous place, but when you see general discussions around Twitter with Zenless, 9 times out of 10, at least for me, it's not about in-game. They're talking about story content, characters that they like, what's the new banners coming up, freaking. It's hard, like the season 1, season 2 discourse, what's better. And mind you, the people that was talking within the season 1, season 2 discourse, they didn't even bring up in-game in majority of the conversation within this thread. They were mostly just talking about TV mode, the characters, and the story. They didn't bring up in-game once throughout most of these tweets in this. Like me personally, when I get 20K, I feel like shit. I start sweating hard for more. It's like lucidly, and that's fine. That's fine. You're a sweaty player. Like for me, I'm in the middle. If I like the boss fight enough, and if I like the characters that I'm using engaging with, I'll care more about clearing. I'll care more about clearing beyond 20K. Like, example. Fuck. What boss we on right now? Or like honestly, just lately in general. Like, and some of you guys probably see it now from me. Like when it's Primordial Nightmare, I don't give a fuck about doing nothing beyond 20K because I don't like this boss. I think this boss is very boring. I think it's a very uninteresting fight. I just personally don't enjoy it. So when I get 20K on this, I don't care. I try and I played it during Sea server when Ye Xingguang when fighting her. And just a few other agents as well. I don't like this. So I don't really care to engage with it. So me getting 20K, it's whatever. But I enjoy Defiler a bit more. And I boot up Defiler sometimes and I'll rerun and see the better scores I can get. Like I think I only had 29K when I did this on stream last time. I played Defiler on my own the other day because I was like, man, 29K with this team, I should be doing a lot better. 33 is what it is. AG did a straw poll during stream and Nightmare got like one vote because the boss is trash. The boss is trash. The difference between 20K and 50K is literally how much money you spend. Sweating only gets you so far, which is true. Depending on the player, though. That definitely depends on the player and your skill level. Because there are players that there are players that I can give them an M6 all M6 account and get them to a favorable character matchup for Defiler, and I can give them an all M6 account and they will probably still barely get over 20K. They will clear it. They will probably get 30K. But a sweat, they would kill it. So there is levels to it. Then that's where my things where I differ with Jester and Robo a bit is that I don't fully agree that how little they think skill matters within DA. I think there is a decent amount of skill that's required within DA, but only if you're chasing really high scores. Because there are instances where you can go and get really high scores without needing to invest money into it. But I will agree that this is when it comes to where pulling matters the most, where shilling start to hurt more. DA and Shio are definitely where you feel it the most within the game. Where like over time, all right, at some point I'm going to need to pull more characters in order to get the higher scores that I want, because this is just how these modes are designed. All my agents are M0 with no shotguns. You would not get more. Well, of course, because you're probably a better than a casual level player, or like a very beginner player. You're probably more of an intermediate to an advanced player. But I'm sure if you get somebody that probably isn't as good as you at the game, they probably might struggle to get 10K. Yeah, the thing with DA and Shiyu is that the skill varies, and all depending on what the scores you're aiming for, what teams you're using in fights. It's too much variance, and I think that's where Jester and Robo probably doesn't like it. The level of variance that's required to gauge the skill level or the skill check within DA is too much variance based on arbitrary factors that don't relate to skill. I struggle with getting 20k or doing bosses because of my skill issue, and that's fine as long as you're enjoying the game. Like for me, look, this is how much like I've disconnected a bit more with the game, because like for me, if this was like early season 2, end of season 1, I would probably be mad as fuck that I couldn't S rank these two because of how close I am. But now I've gotten to the point that I just don't care. Personally, I just don't care. Because I feel like even if I look at, because I know where my current skill level stands, and how much I would need to sweat this to get the few extra points. But to me, at this current point in the game's life, that doesn't bring the dopamine that I used to enjoy about the game anymore. I don't care to sit here for 3 hours or 6 hours straight anymore grinding the same boss fight for a few extra points just to get some extra pool currency. It doesn't feel as fun to me anymore. To me, sweating is the fun. That's why I do it. That's fair. I think sweating is fun too. I just don't think it's as fun anymore in this game. That's why I'm a sweat in other games. I sweat fighting games. I think having fun sweating is. I think if you enjoy sweating, that's good. I don't think there's really an issue at all if you still find enjoyment there. And I guess that kind of somewhat leans into what the conversation I was having with the other person was, that the amount of effort put into the game required to sweat for the game isn't as enjoyable for us anymore. It's not as fun anymore because the results that I get from it, and not even like talking like a score results, but the results of like my overall enjoyment, satisfactory of doing what I did. Was it fun for me to grind that and figure that out? Not as much as it used to feel. And I think that's just because I get at some point I just get kind of bored with the grind. Because at some point it doesn't feel like when doing these over and over again, to me it didn't feel like that I was bad at the fight. It just felt like I was just kind of getting capped at where my current character builds and investment is at right now. I probably could definitely steal 25k with the team that I have. I would just probably need to sweat and figure out a very minute thing that maybe I'm doing wrong, to kind of adjust the score to get a little bit more. But I don't think it's because I'm bad, and I'm pretty sure there's somebody that's even better than me at the game that could get much better scores than what I have now. I do think the game is starting to feel repetitive. I need more modes. Yeah, and that's where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I want new modes, and yeah, like you said, with different mechanics. Like, what's the I said stimulation. Simulation. I don't want to trash the mode because it's not a bad mode, but it's just DA with extra steps. And I hate that, and I hate they tried to convince us that was a different mode and that was more than what it was. But it's just DA with extra steps, and I don't really enjoy that. It's you just gave me more of the same shit, but you just tweaked it and did a little more to it. That's why I like New Shiyu. It plays more front loaded than DA, not just wait for stun and repeat. Yeah, I do like New Shiyu. I think I like it a bit more. I think it's a lot more interesting now. I want that no build mode actual skill check. I think a mode that's designed around actual skill to play, I think would be fun. Like I mentioned in my video, like I would like a version of like being able to fight the DA bosses with just no HUD. Like not even just like remove the indicators and stuff. No. Provide console where like it's just a blank screen. I don't see my HP bars, my energy, how much defensive assist I have left. Let that all be designed off of player instinct. I think I would love a mode like that. She was very problematic with RNG though. Time DPS modes just take away all the chances of being creative. For the level of creativity that you probably want, Justice, for sure. As someone that like grew up playing like time attacks and stuff in fighting games, I don't really view it that way. Like I'm somebody that like, I think some form of constraints and confines can make something enjoyable because I have a limited pool of being able to work with something. And so in some cases it can in some cases make it a bit interesting with having to work with what I have. In some cases that can be interesting. But I am open to modes offering a lot more freedom and creativity beyond just what they present to us though. Like they give you mobs, but the incentivize you to immediately delete them. Yeah, because I think that the mode is more designed around, which is why I think the people that do like it are these type of players. It's designed around more like speed running. How fast can you clear this? And I think for those type of people that enjoy those concepts within games of like how fast can I clear this, I think that's why the mode kind of shines at. But I do agree that there should be more modes that offers a bit more flexibility and what other aspects of creativity that you like within action game combat. Because maybe you're somebody that likes the stylization of combat within action games. So being able to flex and show off your executional prowess from what you learned with playing within the game. There isn't much that offers there. Yeah, I agree. I think we do have enough of those modes. I think we have too many modes designed around time checks and not enough that aren't. I don't like how if you do more damage in the first minute, it will guarantee you a high score even if you take longer to kill the boss. It's an idea that, to me, it's a bit interesting because allow is a weird word to say it because when the mode first came out, I like the idea that it presented. Let me correct myself. I didn't initially like it, but I did like the idea of presenting that, you know what, this whole time we've been trained to save your highest damaging resources for the boss, and that's your ultimates. And I like that when this mode first came out, it challenged that thought process of, well, if I wait to save my ult for the boss, I might not clear fire fast enough to get a high enough score. So let me adjust that game plan and use ults earlier. I think when initially feeling that was cool, but now that it's more becoming a more streamlined experience within the Shiyu, it's not as interesting. Let me see, Ray, did I miss something that you say? What's good, Alter? She does not have RNG issues in my opinion, because it does not matter what the bosses does, just dumb resources. My spawn positions. That's not a problem for most agents. Yeah, it just depends on the agents you're playing. That's still an issue for Soldier. Her grouping is still not the greatest. Yeah, resource management isn't hard. Like, well, I got a higher score even though I killed the boss like 10 seconds later than my last run. Yeah, it's the idea of the mode or how they had the score system was interesting. I would have executed it a bit differently, but this is what they came up with. I think I might still like old Shiyu more. The more I sit down with it, I think I might still like old Shiyu more. But I like the structure of the new Shiyu. I don't know. I can say I'm getting bored of it. I will say that. I'm getting kind of bored of it. I get glazed out, bro. I don't play it enough. No, let's boot it up. Let's boot up Tower before we get off. I'll play it for a little bit, like 20 minutes before I gotta go. I don't even know where I'm at in Tower though. Empty. What the fuck? Oh, they got rid of the junk down here? Oh, I need you to quest first. Fuck. Let that just kill my momentum. What to do it. What's the quest? Is it in here? Is it this? The hot lady in the HIA. It's two of them. Which one? Oh, this one? We got the bad bitches over there. You talking about them? You talking about her? And we got the two bad bitches behind the counter. This what we talking about? We talking about Kiki? And we got the bad bitches behind the counter? I guess. They all bad. Alright, what we doing? So what's the difference between this one? What's new with this one? Is it much different? Kiki Dig though. It has parry flashes. What? Don't we always have parry flashes? What did they do? We see ice and ether.
Officer 148. Huh? Is something? He's the cunt. I've got you. I am the Eye of Oval. Let's start the spirit fighting.
I shall. Man.
I'll protect. Asset confirmed. Let's
Wanna see?
Wanna hear us some? I'll give you a ready for this one. Don't just think about it. Do it. Pick me. Has made touch.
Bro, what's the...
And now, mom, good. I'll protect.
If it's you,
I own.
I'm here.
Let's.
Wanna see?
He's the cup.
I can't promise.
What's this Julian team I was playing?
Ready and wait.
I'm here.
He's the cup.
Say, how about a
Await only.
did you
Whatever you see.
I wish you would
Wanna
need some.
looking for info or hire?
good day, Proxy? You have
Oh, you know what? I could probably do... It's this tower, right?
it's what
He's the cup. Ready. Wait.
I'm in.
I can do my old team that I used to play for fun.
this is
I am the I've got your awaiting officer.
I can-
Huh?
say, how about it's how promised in
mission.
ready for it's say yes.
I'm.
Let's start.
I shall.
I am the Eye of. Is the concert starting?
I know, bro. I know. Trying out NTE right now. We'll probably stream tomorrow. Try it out. That whole conversation, I recorded it. I don't know if I can make that into a video. We kind of went a little everywhere. I don't even know what to talk about, like to label that video. We'll probably just keep it here. Alright, Zenless is fine. I kind of hate having... Well, I didn't hate having that conversation. But I do kind of feel like I have been dooming about the game a little more than what I would like to on the channel. And I want to stop doing that. I don't know. Y'all good. Y'all good. Y'all good. I just don't ever want to be that creator that feels like that they're dooming on the game when people are enjoying it. I hate being that. I would hate to be that person because I don't want to like ruin the enjoyment that other people are having.
Press forward.
I mean, dooming is not a bad thing if it's genuinely how you're feeling. But I don't think I need to doom. I don't think I need to get to the point of dooming to get across my feelings. I can address how I feel without like trying to like constantly shit on it. Wasn't there a way to like actually see which one it was? I gotta see from afar which one's Greenland. Actually, we still need to watch that video that you made, Justin.
Taking the shot. It's over. Purging slash. Yeah. I'm unstoppable.
I kind of want to grind tower to get to that point to like appreciate the video more. It's good, Dirt. I've been fighting against this the creator while y'all were discussing. I said out loud, damn, I'm 50-50, but someone could use me as an example. Oh, I thought you already watched it off stream or something. It's outdated for this time, but still a good appreciation for Glory Tower. Okay. I think I did watch it. I watched it on a little bit on my own. But I kept pushing off trying to save it for stream. And I never did it. I wonder why I wanted to get rid of the flashlight because maybe they thought that it would make more people play it. But I don't think casuals just ever play this mode because of how grindy it is. I think most like this are like, you just have to really appreciate the combat of the game to want to grind it. And I don't think most players are there. I don't think most players appreciate this shit enough to want to grind it. If whales are complaining, that's crazy.
Victory, the only option.
That would be crazy if that's the case. I forgot this shit gives you currency and stuff too for clearing. Yeah, I wish the flash disable thing was a setting instead of like a feature. Just make it a setting. Same thing like disabling HUD. Like just let me turn it off.
Purging slash.
Suppressor K22. Maximum firepower.
More HP inflation and a clean flash just seems very suspicious. And I think so. You stopped playing this much though, right? Like you're not playing it as much. It's Robo playing? I haven't heard from Robo a little bit. Actually, he actually said something in the fighting game section of the Discord earlier. I was supposed to respond. I didn't say nothing.
An opening.
Purging slash.
Recommend it. Electric ether.
It's what I yahoo. See what I hear. You know, say yahoo. I if it's
I wish you a fabulous day.
like this. You know, I really like your scent.
Interesting lineup.
You can keep up with me!
Oh shit. Oh shit. That's how you know I have not fought this boss.
Get ready to be shredded!
I like his voice acting though. He seems sick.
Keep distance. Sustain fire.
That seems a little weird.
It's dedicated to the world. Let our souls resonate.
Stop resisting. Don't even try it. You're surrounded.
Extending strike range. Unleashing maximum firepower.
You're under arrest.
Initiate rush attack.
Need a shower? It's raining show.
Souls right there. No, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. Who's it? Who's it? I won't try to like be upset with nobody or nothing. I wasn't getting upset at anybody. I was getting upset at myself because I felt like I was explaining poorly on what I meant and what the other person was telling me. Like I felt like that I was starting to explain it poorly. That's what I was more so getting upset with.
How about a little late night adventure? Promise you'll love it. This weather's perfect for a little.
Yeah, we chilling. We chilling.
Huh?
Want to see the red scar?
Don't just think about it. Erratic. I'm not late, am I?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are feeling so today, right? I appreciate you, Ash. Appreciate you, big dog. Oh, it's already 12 lap. Bro, we stream a lot longer than I was supposed to, too. I do this every time. But I need to work on some stuff. Screw the keyboard. I figured you meant you meant to say something differently.
Target spotted.
Hold up, clearing this gives you a decent amount of polys though, don't it? Do you get polys all the way up to floor 100 or no? Nah, you don't. It's like to floor 50, right? What? Oh, we got drip? We got drip? Oh shit. Alright, 1 second. Oh shit. Valina. Alright, we were told that drip was on the way. Drip was here. And has been sent. Ooh, we got big titty waifu. We got big booby waifu. What we got? What we got? Hold up. All right. Hopefully you get to a point where you can get to the group. Yeah, I think we'll get you on play tower a little off stream. All right, Agent Record Valina, welcome to Cognosphere. I'm Valina, head of the External Strategy Department. I'll be your guide. Valina Air Grid. So these Bangbu are refusing their routine annual inspection again. Don't worry, I'll handle it accordingly after all. Okay. Just came back to Valina. Videos on YouTube. Okay. Let me go back. Where we at, YouTube, baby?
External Strategy Department.
Let's run that back. Let me pause the music. Bam, we here. Let her speak to us. All right, what you gotta say, baby girl? What you gotta say?
I'm Valina Ergid, Administrative Director of the External Strategy Department. I'll be your guide. If anything's troubling you, leave it to me. I'll handle it. Good day. I'm Valina Ergid, Administrative Director of the External Strategy Department. I'll be your guide. If anything's troubling you, leave it to me.
Hold up. She got a big ass Bancho fan? Is she Tamari? Wait. She's fucking Tamari? She's Wind Anomaly. And if you not a nerd, I said Tamari, right? Yeah. I can't think right. If you not educated, if you don't know who Tamari is, you not a Naruto connoisseur. I'm sorry, you missing out on peak woman, especially Tamari and Shippuden. Love her. I don't care about Boruto, but Tamari and Boruto, I like the design here too. I like it here too. But yeah, Tamari. So, and basically, she's going to be a Wind Anomaly character that uses a big ass fan for her wind attacks. That's actually pretty cool. I actually do like that a lot because I was not really caring about this character much. But where's the link? I know they don't have a link to like the HoYo junk. Yeah, there we go. Let's get the details. Tamari plus Anko in one character. Oh shit. You might be right. I already read this. Like we said, anomaly ether, wind anomaly. I'm tripping. Wind anomaly. Roscoe for the external strategy department. Let's see, what else do they say? If someone's bugging me, I'll deal with it appropriately. If someone's bugging me, the administrative director, Norma, that's the little girl, right? Whether it's annoying paperwork or stubborn adults causing you trouble, just let her handle it. Vale's a highly efficient problem solver. The chief, oh yeah, she's really reliable. But if you find yourself in hot water, that's not lean on her too much. She'll fix your mess, all right. But she goes about it. This is Bang Boo. I'm next, silver-haired witch. Stay away, save me, Miss Angel. Okay, the star shines pure and clear in the dark side skies that stretches endlessly. This is a lot of gibberish to me. This doesn't really tell me much about her, but based on what we can see, Wind Anomaly. We don't know too much about Wind Anomaly, but we do know how we don't know too much about Wind, but we do know how Anomaly works. We do know how some of the upcoming characters are going to operate. And just like somebody said, that girl Promare, she's a burst out Anomaly character for ice that triggers up blooms, and that she manipulates the wind element with triggering vortex, which more than likely means Valina and Promare might Promia. I know everybody who's in my video correcting me. Her and Promia might be partners. It might be partners. From the special program, we know Windswept does vortex instead of disorders. Yes. So they're changing overall how disorders, or how quote unquote disorders functions, by giving it another purpose. If you're triggering a disorder with the wind element, you're getting the whole vortex instead, which I actually like that a lot, of trying to add a little bit of variance to the Anomaly gameplay a bit more. But I was not expecting us to get a wind character immediately out the gate for 3.0, actually. Thought that was going to wait off a little bit. But with her being the first wind element, I ain't going to say she a must pull, because we got to see what she can do, but she might be pretty valuable. She's probably going to be pretty valuable, I'm not going to lie. I was gonna pull Promare just because, but I guess there is a use for her after all. Yeah. From a special, I already read that. All I'm hearing is Time Wearer is too OP, so they're nerfing Yanagi's W engine or other agents over a year after fixing the bug build up. You have a variance of playing Stun Anomaly, Disorder, or Wind Anomaly now. Yeah. I do like that they have added a bit more variety to the anomaly gameplay now, which is one of the great things about Nagwan Yu and Arya being focused the way that they are. It adds a bit more variance, especially Nagwan. And now that we have a character with the wind elements and adding the vortex style for anomaly, that should be fun. It should be fun. I'm very interested in how her gameplay is going to look, though. Again, I'm thinking Tamari, so I'm thinking really cool, big Bancho, like doing big ass cyclones and stuff. She's probably gonna be if she's not good at grouping, that's gonna be weird. But she should be good at grouping. I hope maybe there's like animation for like maybe riding the wind, like her using her fan to swoop her up and like cause her to fly or some shit. That'd be cool. But I was not expecting her to be wind anomaly though. I was expecting her maybe a support. The in-game model got me. I was not expecting the wind anomaly character. Big Cyclones gameplay, Sukaku EX spam, but it's every single attack basically. She needs to be good at grouping on some Nicole shit. Yeah. Can't wait for artists to cook some sauce. Yeah, they definitely gonna be cooking. I was expecting wind support. Yeah, that's what I thought our first wind unit was gonna be a wind support. But I guess since the whole wind thing was about anomaly, it only makes sense for it to be wind anomaly, right? Well, Bernice and Vivian comes to mind when I see her. Oh, like a supportive anomaly character, potentially. Especially since Premier is more of an active anomaly DPS. She could be more of a supporter. She could be more of a supportive anomaly DPS. 1+ Fire Inferno. Yeah, I was hoping, because it's any anomaly plus when triggers the vortex effect, right? Cause I was hoping they would like do like different effects. They would pair it with wind. But I think all of it just triggers vortex. But Bernice, I would guess Norma is a supportive win agent. Defense win is my guess. Norma is definitely an A rank. I don't know. She might be drip market tomorrow, bro. Everybody thought Jafufu was an A rank. And she wasn't. I don't know, bro. Pyrois is not even an S rank. No way they're doing 4 agents in one patch. Yeah, not unless I know some people were thinking that Valina was going to be the only character for 3.0. People was thinking that we're only going to get one character for 3.0 since Anniversary is 3.1. I don't know. I wouldn't want Norma to be the limited character though. I don't really like Norma. Her design's not interesting to me, so I wouldn't really care for her. People are begging for A rank Norma, and I can't wait for M3 S rank Norma. Hey, if she is S rank, hey, all power to you. I don't really care about her. Oh, season 3 teaser. They just dropped it. Hold on, they literally just tweeted about it. Hold on. Yeah. Fuck.
New Eridu hides a secret.
This was short though.
Rose Califer.
Oh, my boy.
The wind's picking up. The storm is coming.
Is this
Yeah.
really the
What is?
outcome you wanted?
All I want is an answer. One that only you can give me. New Eridu.
Bro, that was so short. You didn't give us nothing. Who is this? This is a character. They're writing something. It's a shorty though, cause they got lipstick right here. So we do know it's a shorty.
Rose.
Man, with him and her saying the same voice line, they probably know each other.
The
Mind the gap.
wind's picking up.
These are also two characters here. They have like knights that roam around the city. So this is what? This is 3 women?
Wind's picking up. The storm is
Something with clocks and bamboos. She looks cute. Oh, she's like an elf. I kind of fuck with this design. She's kind of cute. She got a little dimple. I like that.
Is this?
And I'm guessing this is what's her name? Old girl. What's her name? Romelia? Is that how you say her name?
This?
And who is this? She has like beetles in her. She has a beetle in her hand. This isn't Norma, right? This is a different kid. Romelia.
Really the outcome you want?
And there's somebody with metal butterfly.
all I want. Is an answer.
That was Romelia again.
One
It
that
looks
only
like.
you can give me.
I'm guessing final form Romelia with her wings. Oh, this is a teaser. You're right. This is a teaser. It's tomorrow. Man. We gonna fight, bro. We gonna fight. Gonna release a fucking teaser. That's what I'm saying, cause the fucking teaser's gonna be a teaser. What's this? What time is this? Oh, it's tomorrow morning. This is tomorrow morning, bro. I'm leaving. I'll leave for work at this time. Fuck. That means I either gotta watch it while I'm at work, or pretend, or I either watch it at work and then we just rewatch it on a stream tomorrow, or I have to try to avoid Twitter all day tomorrow. Fuck. God dang it. Just rewatch it with us later in the day, bro. I'm gonna have to. I'm going to have to. There's no way I'm going to be able to avoid that shit. And I'm gonna be so mad because everybody's gonna be talking about it, and I'm gonna want to talk about it. So yeah, I'm gonna just watch it, and we'll just break it down and talk about it. Shit, all the shit we recorded tonight, then I'm probably just not gonna post it. We'll probably just talk about everything tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck going on. Yeah, I might not even post that. We might not. I might just do like one big one big video of talking everything that just transpired today, tonight, and tomorrow. Yeah, uninstall Twitter. But Twitter isn't my only avenue of talking. Like y'all in the Discord, some of y'all in the Discord are going to talk about it. I'm in group chats. People are going to talk about it. It's going to be tough. It's whatever. We'll just rewatch it on stream. So we will definitely be streaming tomorrow. So I guess we're going to be talking about 3.0 and then we're going to try NTE. I guess that's the plan tomorrow. I think that is the plan. Hello, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's what today? Today's what? Okay. Hold up. I work the night shift for work. I thought that was tomorrow. Yeah, save the reaction. Oh my god. I'll try. I will try my hardest to deny temptation.
I've got office ready only.
But no promises. But all right, guys, I think we're going to end the stream there. NTE's installed, so we'll try it out on stream tomorrow. But of course, we will start off the stream with looking at the 3.0 teaser and going from there. And we'll probably maybe generate some talking points prior to nice cheeks. But I don't know if anybody else is streaming. I think everybody that is streaming, they're probably playing NTE. Which nobody that I think that I know is streaming. Yeah, I don't think so. So yeah, I just didn't stream. Y'all have a good one. I appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all. I hope we come on some music. We will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one, y'all. Stay safe. Peace.